Hey Scorpio, welcome to your weekly forecast for October 11th through 17th. This is going to be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect and see what's going on for our Scorpio friends. If you happen to stumble upon this video outside of the dates I just mentioned, don't you worry your pretty little head. You found the video when you were meant to, whenever you were meant to hear the messages. This is a general reading for the Scorpio collective. Not every message will resonate. Take the ones that do and leave the ones that don't. We're going to step right into this reading here, my dears, and see what is coming up here for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. First card coming up is the Devil. Okay. So, first and foremost, the major arcana cards come up in a reading when we're coming into a significant crossroads. This is a significant crossroads. This is a significant turning point. Like, the things that you're dealing with at this time are directly connected to things you came here to accomplish, things you came here to master. So basically, you can't lose as long as you keep going. Your angels and guides are always going to be around you anytime you're at these big crossroads. And because this is coming into a new chapter, excuse me, this energy is going to be around for a while. Even though I'm reading for October 11th through 17th, you know, this is going to go more than a few days. It's going to go more than a week. Okay. The Devil card can indicate that some of you are dealing with a Capricorn. If you have a Capricorn placement, there could be big changes. There could be big changes happening for you in that area of your life. Now, other meanings of the Devil can be fear, addictions, overcoming fears. It can be obsessing about a situation. So maybe some of you are really stressed out. This card can come up to say, try to avoid obsessing about it. Don't get pulled into the fear. Don't get pulled into the worry. This can also be seen as being very focused on physical pleasures. So some of you may be taking time out in the coming week where you're letting loose. But the fact that it's coming up with the Devil as opposed to some other card that could indicate letting loose and having a good time makes me feel like don't go too far. Don't get too carried away. Some of you might be kind of messing around or flirting with disaster here, with a certain thing that maybe was a problem for you in the past. Okay, it could be like messing around and, flirting with someone because it's just fun and games, and you're in a relationship and you don't mean it, but you're messing around and you're flirting, and all of a sudden, how do we end up here? How do we end up here naked? What happened? And then you're like, oh, holy moly, like, this is a big mistake. Or you might have been doing really good with your health, right? Maybe before, when you let loose, you would do very unhealthy things. Maybe you would eat really unhealthy foods, or you really kind of partied really hard with certain substances or drinking. And so this could say that you might say, I'm going to let loose and have just a little bit of fun, and you end up on like a binge, or you end up on like some kind of a bender. So I feel like there's a balance here, Scorpio. Like you're perfecting your balance of being in the physical energy, being in the energy of like being in the moment, enjoying the now, enjoying the physical things, but not allowing it to take over you. That's the vibe and the message I'm getting from this card for Scorpio at the foundation. This is not a love reading. If you want to check out love readings for October, those are linked in the description. But I do feel this, I will say this, Scorpio, I feel that some of you do have a new love interest, or you might be talking to somebody new, and there might be a lot of lust. There might be a lot of passion. This person might be coming out of their shell and letting their wall down a little bit, and they might be starting to talk to you in a very enticing kind of way. And there might be a lot of chemistry, a lot of passion, a lot of fire. And I feel like for those of you that are in that situation, if you're not careful, if you're not cautious, you might start making mistakes at work, or you might start forgetting really important things because you're just so lost in that hot, steamy energy. So some of you Scorpios have to be cautious of that. Your next card coming up here, my darlings, is the Fool. Another major arcana card. So, as I said, major arcana cards are big, big changes, okay? Coming into new chapters. Now, when they come up for me back to back, it tells me that there's a big energy shift happening for you in your life, and there's going to be big changes in a very short period of time. So there's going to be things that are happening October 11th through 17th that for some of you is going to be like the beginning of some kind of domino effect. It's like this happened, and then that triggered this thing, and that affected that thing, and the next thing you know, it opened this door and opened that door. Kind of like if you ever saw the Goonies, and they had like the doorbell invention, where the balloon popped, and the hen got scared and laid an egg, and the egg rolled down and hit this thing that made the axe come down. Like, that kind of energy, like it just all starts to one thing hits the next thing, like things are going into motion here. Okay, things are going into motion here. I feel some of you are making a commitment this week that is going to forever change your life. And I know that sounds super dramatic, and I'm not trying to be dramatic. Those of you that watch my videos, you know that I'm kind of anti-dramatic or anti-climactic sometimes, where I try to, keep things balanced and, logical and grounded. But I do feel, Scorpio, some of you are making a decision or a commitment this week that is forever changing your life. I see some of you even signing documents. This could be a lease, a purchase agreement. Maybe some of you are resigning or giving up some kind of what do you call them? Oh gosh. Shares. Shares, that's the word I'm looking for. So maybe you have shares of ownership in something. Maybe you have shares of ownership in a property or a company, or some kind of stock that you might be cashing in. But I just feel like you are you're like, I don't know, I just heard take the money and run. So I don't know, some of you might have money coming in unexpectedly, and you might say, oh, this is what I've been waiting for to make this change, to make this move, or to start this business. But I feel like there's some kind of leap of faith that you're taking here. Now, the Fool reminds us, look before you leap. Have a plan. Pay attention to where you're headed. Pay attention to where you might land and what might be waiting there for you. If you can roll out a safety net, roll out a safety net. Typically, though, when the Fool does come up, you're being led and guided to do something that makes absolutely positively zero sense to the people in your life. They might be like, Scorpio, you're not thinking. Scorpio, have you lost your last mind? Like, what is this? This is craziness. And you're like, I just feel moved to do this. I feel this is what I need to be doing right now. Some of you may be leaping unexpectedly into a relationship, and this relationship is causing you to have to make a lot of changes. There could be a change that you're making in terms of where you're working, because you might be relocating, or you might be taking on certain obligations or responsibilities. Maybe this is somebody that has a family, and so you're making changes to, be a part of that family and be available. But I do feel like there's a change in your schedule. There's a change in the way you're living your life. And I just get a sense like you're committing to something new. So you may be closing out an agreement in one place and taking up a new agreement elsewhere. The next card that's coming up for you guys is the Knight of Wands. Oh my gosh. I just got chills. Okay. Okay, so Knight of Wands is gonna be a card that can be with very fast moving, very rushed, very passionate, very impulsive energy. And because a lot of people are used to watching tarot readings for love and romance, Knight of Wands is seen as like a quick, swift love affair or someone who comes in and out of your life. We're not looking at love and romance here specifically in the weekly forecast. If you want love and romance, that's linked in the description. So when we look at Knight of Wands and we're not talking about love and romance, Knight of Wands is an opportunity or situation that's presenting itself where we don't have a whole lot of time to decide. We have to make the decision very quickly. It's like take it or leave it. Do you want it? Speak now or forever hold your peace kind of energy. And I heard speak now and forever hold your peace kind of energy. Maybe some of you are eloping. Maybe there could be something like that happening. But when we're not looking at relationship, Knight of Wands is like something is being offered to you or something is being presented to you and you may have to take it. You don't have a lot of time to decide. So there could be something where somebody is approaching you and they're giving you an opportunity to take some kind of severance. Like, hey, we're going to be making cutbacks in the future. If you want to volunteer and leave, we can arrange a severance for you, or an early retirement. Maybe there's something happening with your, where the place where you're living. Maybe your landlord or the owner of the property has decided to sell it, or something might be happening where something is potentially in danger of getting condemned, and they might come and say, well, you know, you have to sign this form of acknowledgement to continue to live here, but if you don't want to live here, if you don't want to sign the form of acknowledgement, then, you know, here's money to go ahead and move, but you can't sign the form of acknowledgement and stay here and then change your mind later and say, okay, give me the money to move. Either you're going to move now and take the help, or you're just gonna say, okay, yeah, you were warned and you choose to stay. So it could be something here where you can't go back on the decision, or you have to make the decision very quickly. In some cases, the Knight of Wands can be an ultimatum. You may have somebody giving you an ultimatum. If someone is giving you an ultimatum, the Fool card is telling us you're already gone. You're already out the door. You're not even bothered by it. So I will say this, some of you don't like it when I address cross watchers. If you are a cross watcher and you feel like you want to give Scorpio an ultimatum at the time that you're watching this video, chances are Scorpio is going to do the opposite of what you're hoping. It could be a matter of principle. It could be a matter of pride. It could just be that they cannot explain to you why they feel led and guided on that path, but Spirit is guiding them in that direction. So if you are someone who wants to give Scorpio an ultimatum, chances are you're not going to like the answer. So don't give the ultimatum unless you're ready to accept the possibility that they tell you, okay, nope, I'm not doing it. Your next card here is the Knight of Cups. Now, Scorpio, some of you have been stressed out for a while, and the contradiction between the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups here, following the Fool card with the Devil at the foundation, this whole combination coming together is giving me a sense or a feeling that some of you Scorpios have been dealing with a lot of drama from other people and other situations, and you're tired of it, and you're like, I just want to be happy. I want to do my thing. I don't want to be in the drama. Some of you Scorpios are really frustrated because you're finding that, like, the very second you start to feel relaxed, like you're watching TV and you're getting really into it and you're laughing because it's really funny, or you're on the edge of your seat because it's a really exciting part, and all of a sudden your phone starts buzzing with text messages or ringing, and it's somebody that's having some kind of crisis. It's somebody who's just wants to talk to you about what's going on, or somebody who's asking to borrow money, or somebody who's asking you to help, and you're like, it's becoming a pattern with this person. Like, I'm out with somebody, I'm having a good time, or I'm watching TV, or I'm relaxing, or, like I just had a great shower and I feel so relaxed. And then all of a sudden this person reaches out, or it could be more than one person. It could be a combination of people. And you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be the superhero. I don't want to be the person fixing everything. There's a song by Family of the Year. It's a band called Family of the Year, and it's called Hero, and I don't want to be your hero. Like, that's the song that I'm hearing. You want to be in the Knight of Cups energy. You're like, I'm tired of putting out fires. I want to have fun. I want to have a good time. Some of you might be leaving stressful work and transitioning into something more creative. Or you may be finding creative outlets to make the 9 to 5 more bearable when you have to be there. Like when you're outside of work, you're engaging in the arts, you're engaging in music, you're engaging in things that are lifting your spirit. Again, Knight of Cups is another one. A lot of people are used to watching love readings, and poor Knight of Cups gets typecast as a Don Juan or a player. That can be the case sometimes. I'm not disputing that at all. I'm not saying that it can never mean that. It can mean that. But it depends on the other cards in the situation. And it depends on what you're asking, what the question is, what you're focusing on. And so the Knight of Cups can be the quest of the things that make the heart smile. Okay? Now, this can traditionally also be people. This can be a fire sign person. This can be a water sign person. You might have a fire sign person and a water sign person who aren't getting along, and they keep trying to pull you into it. And you're like, bye. Bye, guys. Have fun figuring it out. I can't be mediator anymore. I can't be the voice of reason anymore. All right? You're tired. You don't want to do it. You don't want to put up with it. You want to be happy. You want to enjoy life. Some of you have been struggling with some kind of an addiction, and it's becoming very clear to you that this environment is making it really hard for you not to go back to that old behavior. And so some of you may be distancing yourself or finding an outlet and distancing yourself from certain people so that you're not getting triggered. You're not getting triggered to go back to the old behaviors. You may want to check out your moon, sun, and rising sign videos. Some weeks those might resonate with you more than others. Love videos are linked in the description. If you would like a private reading with me, you can schedule at calendly.com/amethystangelite. Some of you have been very kind and you've emailed me and you've reached out asking, Amethyst, how can I donate? How can I send a tip? I just want to say thank you for the videos. I'm very touched by that. For those of you who feel moved to do so, no amount is too small. I am not a wealthy person by any means. But if you want to do that, you can do so by going to PayPal and sending it to my email address through PayPal, which is amethystangellight@gmail.com. So just paypal.com, send money, and you put in my email address, and you can send however much you want to send if you want to do that. It's not necessary. It's not an obligation to do that. But many people have been asking me lately, so that's how you can do that. Again, I'm going to keep the free videos coming. Thank you for being patient with me in my absence, Scorpio. I'm wishing you all a wonderful week, my dears. Be well.